10:30, call to order. Can we please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, before we go to a roll call, I just wanted to mention, the heat is not working that well in here, so you're welcome to keep your jackets on and do whatever you need to do to keep warm. I have hand warmers if anybody gets really bad, okay? And we are going to make some minor adjustments to the schedule under general permitting to accommodate people's needs in the audience. And with that, we will go right to roll call and discussions.
All right. Jimmy Mack.
Here?
Matt Parsons, present. Joe McLaughlin.
Present.
Hannah Pella-Farrell.
Present.
And Sarah Topping.
Present.
All right, everybody's here.
We're going to start with discussions, and Hannah is going to bring up the...
Okay, so for the waterfowl feed program, about a decade ago, the trustees would buy feed and feed the waterfowl during cold spouts, so while the birds were in migration. As the DEC's recommendations, they are recommending us not to feed any waterfowl, so that is how we are proceeding at this time. So if the DEC has any other recommendations, we will proceed with what their recommendations are. But as of right now, we will not be feeding any migratory birds.
Hannah, could you just say why the DEC said that?
Oh, so the DEC said that because of the rise of the avian flu. So,
Yeah, I imagine the concern is having
Yeah.
that many animals in close proximity to each other and could be...
exactly. So
Right.
that is how the avian flu is spread, is through feed and droppings. So that is why the DEC's biologists have advised not to feed any waterfowl.
Yeah, and they don't want to congregate a lot of birds in one
Exactly.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on.
Okay, thank you for
I'd
that.
also just like to mention
Yes.
to the public that that our office staff has been working really hard in transitioning to a new software system, and the agendas are slightly different, and you might notice some differences there, but I don't know if Jess wants to touch upon it more, but just to have some patience if things look different.
Going to be some bumps in the road.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your patience.
Sure.
Minor glitches, but
Yeah.
Jess, thank you to you and your entire staff
Yeah.
for plowing through all
A
of
work, a
this.
work in progress, for sure.
Yes, much
A lot
appreciated.
of changes.
Appreciate everything you guys do.
Okay, with the general
you.
permit applications, we're going to start with Joe. And he's going to start with,
7 Norton. Just by way of background to my colleagues, this has been an application for, since I've been on the board actually, and it actually went to public hearing, so it's been through a couple of years, and let the applicant's representative debrief the board, but it's been a, hopefully when you're in the end of the, of this application, so.
Fingers crossed.
I'll let the, so.
Yes, so you should be in receipt of revised plans, and the plans have just been revised to shorten the length of the dock, as per the DEC's request. So there's no change in location or anything else, it's just been shortened. I believe it was previously 40 feet, and now it's 32? Yes, 32 from the bulkhead out.
There was discussion for a kayak lift, is that still?
Yeah, that's been removed from the plan.
Okay, so there's no motion to make any changes or to go ask for it again, and 'cause I know, typically I know, it's a separate application for those lifts, so.
Yeah, at the moment, they've just decided to
Okay.
forego the kayak lift.
And so, Matt, I know you were on the board with me when this was going on, so any comments or any?
No, I'm gonna keep it brief.
all good?
Board members, Sarah, Hannah?
No, I have no comments.
Okay, well, I think you're good.
Stamp plans.
Oh, yes, stamp plans,
Yes.
yes.
Great, so and thank you for accommodating that
course.
every 2 weeks is a little inconvenient.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Have a
Finally.
good day.
2 years, only took 2 years.
Thanks for your patience. Good luck.
What do we got next?
Next, we have Arrow to Cow Point and Consultants. No?
Are they here yet?
Maybe just wait.
We'll do,
Do it later.
we'll do a callback after.
Okay.
We'll do a callback.
Big
Big
Fresh. Big Fresh, 101 Big Fresh, North Fork Professional Services.
This was just an amendment to, the wood that was gonna be proposed, so it's not gonna be
Wording.
treated wood, versus non-treated wood, so that was the, non-treated wood versus treated wood, so, that was the only amendment you had for, this application?
The last objection we had was the material being used.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
We changed it from the non-treated
Yeah,
to a
non-treated versus
denizia.
treated, yeah. But you're keeping the platforms the same size, and
Yes, it's all in kind.
this was a swim platform proposed in, Big Fresh Pond, so I know Matt knows about this a little bit, and, the only issue was was it was originally, built without a permit, and then it was, came back to us, and then, just need to change the, again, the materials to, compliant materials.
Is the materials in those floats, is that foam?
I believe it's plastic.
No, those
Just
are,
plastic with air?
Yeah.
those are PVC. Everything's coming from, Port Lumber, which is very familiar with your codes.
Right, right.
I think the issue was the wood that was being used.
And what were you using for this?
The foam, they don't use the foam anymore because
Inside
the
the
foam
plastic?
breaks away.
Yeah, well, yeah, but sometimes it's inside the plastic containers.
No, these are just full
Yeah.
plastic
Great.
containers.
So what materials did you end up using for the support structure?
Originally, we
of the
had pressure treated, which was very common, and
Right.
we discussed that we don't want that because of the chemicals that are in the wood, so we went with a denizia,
Okay.
which is a non-treated wood, expensive, more
Vizia?
expensive.
I'm not familiar with that one.
It was I. It's,
Yeah.
comes from the southern part of America.
Thank you.
It's typical to Ipe.
Okay.
Same family, but it's not Ipe.
Right. How do you spell that? N-I?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
Dinizia.
Dinizia, okay.
D-I. He said,
Port Lumber is where we're getting
Wood,
it from.
Dinizia, Denizia, wood.
yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm always interested
It's a
about.
hardwood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
non-treated, so it lasts longer, it's impermeable to rot.
It's always good for us to know.
Doesn't
these
last
things.
forever, but you know,
Right.
it's
Yeah, we'll
definitely
see.
better than
Great.
putting the chemicals in the water.
Yeah, no, just
This
interesting.
is floating above the water anyway, not that it would be touching it, but
But, you know, rainwater would potentially.
Yeah.
Correct.
The runoff.
so that's
Yeah,
why,
yeah.
that's why we're using that. It's a lot, double price.
Yeah, no.
So-
Hopefully it'll last
We're
longer
not
too.
really making any money on this job. I'm doing it actually for a friend of a friend from the North Fork.
It's always good for us to know the different materials being used, and,
Yeah.
because we're not all of us up to speed
I
on
keep,
all,
I
but
keep hoping to hear more people using black locust, because black locust is a American hardwood that's harvested in this country. But it seems like whether it's supply or something, it's
Supply
not
chain
used.
for old material has
Yeah.
been ridiculous. That's why I called John over at Port Lumber and I told him what we were doing, sent him the drawing, what do we use? He says,
Right.
they're only gonna allow this kind of wood right now.
Right, right, yeah, because I
This
believe it
is
was
what they recommend.
Yes.
And this is all they sell.
the bulkhead over at Rumba in Hampton Bays there, they used black locust pilings and, you know, supposedly it's a great
okay.
product, yeah. So,
For some reason, this is what they recommended for the framing. Maybe for bulkheads, it's different.
Right, right.
Because it must be more structural, as opposed to just a framing. That's just to accept some decking.
Okay,
It's gonna be mahogany.
great.
I'm good with it.
Yeah, me
Henry,
too.
you good with it?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. Yep.
Yeah,
Great.
stamp plans also for this one?
Good, thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
James.
Thank you for your patience and for your
Yes,
working with us.
thank you, and thank you for your office working for,
Yeah.
the
Of course. I know
young lady I've been dealing
we
with.
spoke a few times, and I think, Charlie.
Charlotte?
Charlotte, yeah, she's nodding her head.
Yeah.
That's her right there. Thank you,
Thank you very
Charlotte.
much.
Yes, thank you for signing in. Is,
If we get stamp plans, then we'll be good to go.
and we're good to go.
Back to Matt, I think, right?
I guess end consultants are not here. We'll get back to them.
We'll do
Okay.
a recall
And we'll
at the end.
flip over to Matt.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a great
Thank
night.
you.
Stay warm.
You too.
And you have C-Tech, and he's here.
C-Tech, yes. We'll start with 315 Royal Avenue, please.
And this is the owner of 350
Oh, perfect timing.
Royal Drive. He wasn't waiting outside, I didn't just text.
It's perfect timing. Come on up.
Should I? Come on up.
You both can come up.
Yeah, and sign in.
Yeah, we
don't need the heater on this side, huh? Not on the house.
That's a nice watch. What is that?
Whoa, whoa.
Oh, it's a bowler? That's nice.
It's had it for many years. Holds up well.
They typically do.
That's right, Sag Harbor, yeah.
This is four.
Okay,
Morning.
Morning.
and also asked me to hand out additional photos.
Oh, beautiful, I love that.
Oh.
All right,
It's stapled, you said, all right?
super.
Thank you.
You got one for me, I hope.
The heat's not working that well in here, so you're welcome to keep your coat on. If you- We got a space heater next to you there, it's not doing much, but it looks good.
Definitely warm for me.
Okay, good.
I bought,
When were these pictures taken?
I'm gonna go through it.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. I wanted to go like in chronology, if possible.
Okay.
Great.
Oh, something I know.
Matt's got his own set, right?
I couldn't remember how many trustees there were. Oh,
Five, but we got council with us, so.
short, I can certainly get my copy of
You
it.
have one more for Hannah down there? Thank you.
Thank you.
I have,
I think we're good, right? Matt's got his own.
all right, let me go first.
Sure, no, what we have is a remove and replacement of a Navy-style bulkhead, 103.5 feet. Mr. Ketchin is here to request the 18-inch increase specifically. We have one return along the south property line. There's 8 foot of bulkhead that we're permanently removing. You'll see it in the corner there on the right of the plan. He has a 4-foot wide wood walk he'd like to maintain, a 3-foot by 5-foot sunken knee deck, and a 5-foot by 5-foot overwater wood platform. He's requesting a little bit of maintenance judging and just some backfill to grade if he could.
So just,
Are you replacing navel with navel, or is this wood with navel?
It was wood with navel.
Okay.
so just a little backstory. It seems like it was at 2019, I believe, that you had the rock revetment on the northern side of the
Yes, that was
property
right.
replaced,
Yeah.
as well as, it was a 109-foot section.
107 or something of the bulkhead towards the front bay side.
You can see that on the right side of the screen up there.
Right, so
And so that section there that James is going over with the cursor, that's been rebuilt. That's got new vinyl sheeting and new pilings. It's the section to the left, which is the southern end of the property, is the section that has not been rebuilt and is what we're looking at in this permit application right now.
Make note, there hasn't been an inspection done on this, on the other part of the bulkhead yet. The completion notice was submitted, but the building department hasn't done an inspection yet, so just wanna make
Oh, I
that
thought-
note.
he did submit the completion form.
Yes, he did.
No, I mean, I thought when code enforcement was down there a couple of years ago, and we looked it up, and he said that it was inspected.
We'll
Submitted.
follow up with the building department and see, but on my records show that there was no inspection.
When was the prior application?
And then also,
2019. Plans incorporate those plans, I scanned them in and tried to
what was
trace
the
it.
president just before?
Horowitz.
Horowitz,
Scott.
yeah.
Horowitz.
Oh, okay, yeah, he came down and they did measurements, and I thought that was to close it too. That was two summers ago. He came down.
Applied for the 19, because it was backlog during
Oh,
COVID.
yeah, we applied back in 19, job was finished in 21,
Okay,
so,
COVID.
yeah.
all right. I'd like to thank you guys. the trustees for letting me come and speak regarding this. My family purchased this property back in 1961, so I've seen the changes in, the shoreline and also in the Hamptons. So, it was like a sleepy area when we moved out here, so, and no expressway. So, what I made a couple of surveys here, just to, I put in a couple. This was done in 1984,
84.
the first one, with the angle
The
property.
wooden one that you're replacing. The wooden
No,
one.
no, the survey, just a general survey.
Survey.
Of the
Sorry.
property. And what I wanted to show is that you see that there's a line, this used to be, the property towards the bayside, used to be a building lot.
Okay,
I combined it because there was so much erosion done
right.
that I'm paying taxes on something I couldn't build on. Well, anyway, you can see there's a line drawn here. This is 1994, where the, you can look on yours right there. 1994, this is where the high water mark was. And if you look, these two properties combined were 223 feet. Okay? Because what I'm doing this for is just to show that we're not rising over there at 9 inches in 30 years. We're moving a lot quicker down there because there's no place for the water to go. So after Sandy, this was almost a straight line, and then that's when we did the revetment. So now you can see that the two properties combined is only 174 feet. So we lost, 50 feet of property here from 94 to over 30 years. So these pictures were taken, this is in 2023, the bottom one. And the reason why I brought this in is because I need to raise my bulkhead. And this is the Fisher property that's across the street. This is when Frank Fisher purchased it. And he replaced the bulkhead, but this was the height of the bulkhead. And you can see where the water's over this bulkhead. This bulkhead is the same height as mine that's in my backyard now. This is the new bulkhead. You can see that we're like a foot from going over the top. This is a foot higher than the one that's in my backyard. This is not a nor'easter. This is just a high tide. It's an exceptionally high tide. Now, if you look at this picture on top, that's my bulkhead again, and then this is Fisher's bulkhead after it was rebuilt. And you can see that he's got an extra foot of bulkhead higher than mine. In other words, I believe his bulkhead was raised 2 feet. And it's considerably higher than my revetment is. So if I can't raise my bulkhead, this is my situation.
The other one's about a foot, maybe
Yeah,
higher.
it's like it's a foot higher than
The one that was
the
done already,
existing one.
than the existing. So he's
Okay.
asking to go 6 inches higher than that.
Yeah, because we should have went higher on the front one, because it's gonna be going over the bulkhead within 20 years, I'm sure, in the front one. Got 2 of them. Anyway, so this is what it looks like in that photograph. I'm sorry, the top photograph is 2024, in April. Both photographs are from April. Now, this is what my backyard looked like in that 2024. All right, so you can see the bulkhead's completely under, and this is the platform where my docks are. So when we have a tide like this, I have to move everything. So it's like very nerve-wracking. It was okay when I was 50. and now I'm 70, you know, it's like, it's not something that I really can deal with anymore. So, Mr. Parsons, you left me a message that you went to the house and took pictures. I haven't been there in a little bit, you know, like in a month and a half, so I don't know how bad it looks now, the holes beyond the bulkhead.
Yeah, it was not an ideal time for me to go because everything's covered in ice and
Oh,
snow.
covered ice,
And so
that's
it was kind of an arduous hike getting across and then taking a walk around over there.
Oh.
I managed to not fall in. That was a real concern of mine.
Yeah,
But,
so-
yeah, there's some holes. It looks like the bulkhead is starting to fail, starting to leak, right? The material
the
is
hole-
leaking through the bulkhead into the
Yeah,
canal.
actually, the center portion is leaking more.
Right.
This area here is leaking more. What I did was, I went in the water and nailed boards below the water line, shoveled it myself and banged them in, you know, just where it sort of leaks, but I think there's a new kind of worm or something that's eating this pressure-treated wood.
Oh, the gribbles. There's little marine amphipods called gribbles that
Well-
they eat it, yeah.
This thing deteriorated so fast. Oh, anyway, this was built like in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, this bulkhead. So we got a life out of it, you know, I'm not complaining about that. But you can see, what we have in the backyard now is, we have a sandbox that's like 30 feet long, maybe more, 15 feet wide. And what we do is we put the lounge chairs there. We use our property, okay? I have people that come over, family, my kids are like 40 years old. They still come over, you know, all the time. And we're there all the time, we're
Is-
boating.
Is this low tide, the topic, is that low tide, or regular conditions?
Yeah, it
This
must
is,
be.
well, this was an extremely low tide.
Right, so we get a good
Yeah.
view of it.
And, the neighbor took the picture, but you can see the sand
Right, okay.
in this one.
Yeah.
But that's where it's mainly leaking, and I couldn't fill it,
Okay. Yep.
I couldn't do the wood anymore because this is like, the water was like 55 degrees. It was like getting to me.
A little
So-
chilly.
So anyway, and then we just have like this, the grass that grows with the underground. It's got like these roots that go underground, and it's really not like a lawn grass, but that's what we had there. And you can see in the other picture, we had the cement blocks with the davit, and that's for the jet skis to go in. And to pull the floating dock out. We use the davit for that, so. So actually, what I'd like to do is, if possible, is I would like to raise the bulkhead 18 inches. Ben explained about the walkway, things like that.
Told me you typically don't like 18 inches. I didn't want to even apply for it, but he said, I'm driving down from Tuxedo Park. I got a Super
Well,
Bowl
actually,
party. I don't care. Try to push me later. It's very important to him to hide.
I actually drove last night after the Super Bowl from Hunter, the ski area, down to down to
know it well,
Tuxedo,
yeah.
so I could sleep. That's my permanent residence. And then came this morning, and the traffic, a lot of accidents this morning. So, but we use the backyard constantly. Now, the front side, I left all natural, the one that he says wasn't,
It's all planted. I don't know if you have.
The rock revetment, you mean, the
yeah,
northern
but
side?
it's half of our property, you know, and the whole front side of this property is natural. And I left it that way, and I could have put a lawn there and just had a 10-foot border around, right? Because it didn't have to stay natural. But we like that. Now, the problem I'm having is if I put, sand is okay, you know, we like the sandbox, we use it, we have these lounge chairs in it. And we have to get rid of the cement blocks anyway now, right? We can't have that. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do to get my jets, to leave my jet skis there, to put them in and out every day.
Can I read the little
But,
blurb? Can you go back to so I can read the blurb?
if we have this natural planting, we have such a gnat problem over there that we're spraying like constantly. So I don't know how we're gonna be able to sit in the back. And, you know, we have to come in constantly to spray. So what I'd like to ask is, we'll leave the front natural, and if I could just have this look the way that it's looked since my father was there.
Well, how about gravel, Matt? You want?
Yeah, gravel is an option.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know, but okay,
Well,
just,
gravel, what, gravel rather than,
Them plans.
Sand.
well,
No,
but it
sand.
also says sand.
Yeah, gravel in
Right.
place on top of the sand?
well, yes.
See, on
correct.
on my last permit, it says gravel or sand or planting. And you have to leave access for people to walk along the bulkhead.
Yeah, pass me, pass, yeah.
So that's the walkway, right? 5-foot walkway, it says. 5-foot access along the bulkhead.
Is it 5 or is it 4 foot?
Oh, it changed?
The regulation.
Yes, it's
I'm
5
looking at
foot,
my-
but you're proposing what, a 4-foot?
Well, I have a 4-foot. No, it's 5-foot.
Whatever it is now, I took
Yeah,
a look
whatever
at
it is, I think it's,
I wanna see where
4
they're
foot on the
removing the
plan.
wall.
I think it's 4-foot.
It has more than 8 feet of bulkhead.
But the 12
Well,
foot is I
there's
cut.
this section that they're gonna remove, because this is the transition from the old here to the new here, and this is the section
Okay.
that they're gonna be removing.
Oh,
To simplify it, yeah, because there's like an
I
open.
thought they were removing,
What is the
like,
change
some.
of height from the
No,
property
this
to the
part here,
south?
that's
It
the
looks like
transition.
Oh,
your
okay, that makes
bulkhead is
sense.
already
Okay,
a little
okay.
higher in the corner of that picture, is that
I
correct?
thought they were
That's the
talking about
next
something
door
else. I was like,
neighbor's
where are they removing this?
And
That makes more sense.
when this bulkhead was built, the next door neighbor didn't want to go with longer planks. All right, this was the first, that height that you're seeing on the right was
With
the
the
height of
neighbor.
the first bulkhead.
Okay.
And then this, we raised it 6 inches, but we're getting more, we get more of the waves action, because there's like a jetty on the far side.
Right.
So what happens is when there's a northeast wind, it hits the jetty and the wave accelerates, and it runs right into the center of our property.
So the
a
current
1
difference
foot
is
wave-
6 inches
That's
currently?
6 inch
Difference from your property to the neighbors?
I'm sorry, I missed the beginning of this conversation. You mean the neighbor to the south?
The neighbor to the south,
Okay.
the bulkhead.
You're
So
currently
they're
6
6
inches.
inches
lower.
above?
There, it's already 6 inches lower than his property.
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Bulkhead, right?
Now,
Am I saying this
when-
correctly?
When he finally bulkheads, you know, he said he couldn't do it right now, because I would have rather done when I didn't have to put a return in. Right, we have to put a return in because he's not changing his bulkhead, so we're gonna have a return going into the property over here. He's gonna ask to raise 18 inches too, because his is getting flooded. It comes over his also, of course. Now, the other problem is that the canal is getting shallower, so the water has no place to go. And we're at the end of the bay, as it is. And what's happened, I think, what part of the problem is, I think the canal has been, the bay has been getting shallower and shallower. And even though, you know, the water level is rising, but we're seeing a more dramatic effect. Like it goes 200 or 300 yards up the street, the water. And it goes 100 yards up the street on a normal low tide, on normal high tide. And one thing I forgot to mention is, if you look at these two drawings, at the difference in these two drawings, you'll see where the guardrail is and where the road ends. How much, the guardrail has probably been moved back 3 times in 20 years. And the best part is, we used to have a cul-de-sac here, and the sand used to be further out, you know. But we used to ride mini bikes and stuff in the front. That's how much property there was. You know, that's how much the Civic Association had, which is now the towns, you know.
right.
The Civic Association doesn't believe that, because I said it's underwater, so it's town property.
See, one of the concerns we always have when a homeowner wants to raise the elevation of their bulkhead is the knock-on effects, the effects upon their neighbors, right? So your neighbor to the south, you know, I've seen firsthand where a neighbor will raise their elevation, and what it does is it causes water to rush off their property onto their neighbor's property, and it puts an excess strain on their bulkhead. One thing also to consider is that, you know, now that you have the rock revetment to the north side, and as long as you're bulkheaded on that west side, you know, the shoreline is essentially stabilized, right? So there won't be any more erosion losses as long as, you know, those structures hold.
Well, it's going around now.
Right, right.
It's coming up the street.
Right, but it's gonna come up the street, that's the side we're not working on here. So it's,
Yeah.
you're right, the water is gonna find its path of least resistance, and it's gonna go there. We always,
Excuse me, the only reason the shoreline is still there is because the trustees gave the permit to do the revetment.
Right.
Otherwise, it would probably be another 20 feet back by now.
oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely. But that northern side of your property, that's the one that's taking the brunt of the wave action and the brunt of the, the storm surges. And well, let me ask you this. Your raise of 18 inches, how much higher would that be than the new section that's on the, you're talking even higher than that new
6
section?
inches.
Okay. So the new section that's on the northern side of your property, that's 12 inches higher. I couldn't get a measurement. It was
yeah.
dangerous to get over there. So that's 12 inches higher than the part that's there now. One thing, I mean, this northern part of your section by the new bulkheading, it's beautiful. It's got the beach grass there. You can see how even in an event where, even if that higher, 12-foot higher section were to be overtopped, that beach grass there will hold all that sand and substrate in place with its root structure. So even if it were to be overtopped at that height, once the water recedes, everything is the way it should be. There's not gonna be any erosive loss. The structure will be maintained. And so we're gonna have to kind of,
It doesn't happen all the time.
right, but that's the side that's gonna be taking far more of the wave energy. And so you can see how it is doing it, the grasses are doing their job of
No, well, the wave action really doesn't hit that front bulkhead. Because the hook, where's that? The hook and you see, you have the groin here, and then that hook, the waves are coming right in here. So one thing you don't know is, I'm taking the sand from the street myself, you know what I mean? I'm paying it, I'm putting it back all the time, 2 to 3 times a season. I put it back. Like I just put it all back October or beginning of November. You know, I'm talking like truckloads. That's how much is there. 2-3 feet deep, 20, 30 feet long. That's at the end of the street. All right, because I'm working on getting the seagrass to stay on top of the revetment. You know what I mean, in
Yeah.
that front, because it's getting, it looks like this backyard, lots of times. But we haven't had a bad winter this year. So you probably saw like I have a berm. I haven't been there to see, but I'm making a berm to raise it so that if the water does come over the boulders, the seagrass is on top of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's the fabric and everything under it, so. But, you know, I'm doing that as the maintenance part. But I haven't caught hold over there. On the far side, the reason it grew so well is because nothing's happening there. And with that jetty on the other side going out, like I said, the northeast waves hit it, and then they turn at a 45-degree angle right into the bulkhead that I want to raise 18 inches. You know, because that's why, I said it's not a nor'easter, because the waves are 2 feet hitting that, 2 feet high hitting that bulkhead. It's like serious wave action. When they were changing the bulkhead in the front, the guys didn't believe me. I said, this is like working on the Long Island Sound when it's windy. And they were like, every day, they were redoing the work. They were taking the sand out so that they could put the bulkhead, build the bulkhead. And they realized that, they thought it was gonna be a week, and it ended up being like a month and a half to build. Because they wanted to do it in the wintertime.
Does
Who'd you
that,
have to do that work?
Excuse me?
Who'd you have to do that work?
That bulkhead was done by, shoot, what that was his name, the young guy. It's
Oh,
not coming.
when you think of it.
Bob, Egan.
Okay.
Egan did it. That's right. Egan built that bulkhead.
does that Dug Lagoon get dredged there?
No, it's not, it's just with, the sand that's coming, the sand that went in from the back, it's just me.
Right. I was just curious if that waterway gets dredged. I don't know.
Oh, was what dredged?
For the town.
The town,
Oh, well, I was gonna ask about that also, because, the county dredge comes in,
right.
And my canal, I call it my canal because there's no, only the next door neighbor has a boat now, but, so
Because it's in
they
St.
didn't,
Reeves Bay.
they do the front and they can do up to, they can only go in to the end of my property and maybe 10 foot into the neighbor's property because of the silt, you know, because EPA is testing it. So they can't dredge the canal, and that back part that looks like it's deep is mud. It's mud. You
Further to
stand
the
there,
south.
You're gonna go in, yeah, to the south, you're gonna go in, you're sinking like 2-3 feet over there. Nasty.
Do you know how often they do that, the dredging?
That, it has,
This
well,
kind
they
of dredging?
came two summers ago, what they do is the depth test, and if I forgot what the number is, like 5 feet on low tide or something in the center, then they don't dredge. They haven't dredged. They haven't dredged mine. They did the one next door,
Right,
but they can't do the backside of the canal unless it's carded.
yeah, understand.
And nobody's gonna, you know, the people on it. The town owns 3 properties at the south side of the canal.
Oh, I see them on the western
See the-
side and
Yeah.
the two on the
one
western
that's
and one
next
on the
to
eastern?
The house, that's, you have that bear, that's the,
What-
it used to be the DeVito house, now it's,
Were those purchased after Sandy? Is that New York Rising properties?
yeah, that's the house, the square house that's there. And those 2 lots belong to that house, and then the one right there is town. And
That's town too.
then town, and then that one's town. Oh, so it's 4, wow. I didn't know, oh, that's right. I thought he combined those, but I guess he didn't. Yeah, there were 3 houses that were taken down, that was sold to the state and taken down after Sandy. And I think the Long Neck Canal Association is the, or the Civic Water's Edge, they're the conservatives? What the- They take care of it. They're taking care of it. The neighbors are cutting it and this and that.
Oh, the grass on those properties, right, okay.
I forgot now. It's terrible getting old.
So what do you propose now?
Well, this is a tricky one.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
You know, I wish I could,
Wow.
you know, have a good resolution. I would,
Well, he's gonna raise, next door's gonna raise 8, he's gonna ask to raise 8.
well, he's gonna ask,
No, he's gonna ask,
right,
because he has the
right.
same issue.
But we're gonna have the same discussion.
He's also
with him.
currently 6
Right.
inches lower than you.
Yeah, so he would
So-
actually wanna come up, he's probably gonna propose 24 inches.
No.
Yeah,
to
well,
meet
if you
your-
request 18 and he's already 6 inches lower
Oh,
than
well,
you,
then he's
he would,
24.
then he would request more.
Then he's gonna
So, and I
raise-
think really my concern here is that, like, I mean, I appreciate, like, we understand that you want to maintain your property, right? We also want to maintain the property. But I think the biggest thing is making sure that we have the right vegetation in there to help maintain the property. And I know that you have this sand and this natural vegetation that exists currently, but the risk, of course, is that this is going to continue, right? That the water is going to keep washing over.
But if it
And-
doesn't leak, it doesn't.
Right, but the tides, right,
Well,
the
yeah, but I
really
mean,
strong
when the water
tides.
goes on top, it's acting, the weight of the water is pushing the sand out from underneath,
Right, and so,
because those boards are only 12 feet long.
Right, but a properly constructed bulkhead will hold that
20
material
feet,
in place.
yeah.
and also, if that sand had plant material in it, it would drain slower. It would also hold that structure there and not push the sand through as fast, you know what I'm saying? So these are just all the things that we take into consideration with bulkheads, because we want to have the proper vegetation set in place when we're putting in the bulkheads. Because I don't want to have the same thing happen where you have that sand in there and the water is washing over and then it's still leaking out.
Even at 20
But it
feet.
Even at
doesn't-
20
it doesn't leak
even at
from the
18
top, it
inches.
leaks from the bottom.
Right, but
Right, that's what,
Right, but with a
Right.
properly constructed
But-
vinyl sheeting bulkhead, that material will stay in place regardless of whether there's overtopping or not.
Yeah, It's not gonna, there was no,
But no, but
that
but
lawn was perfect, and the sand, we never filled it.
I
Right.
think what we're saying is,
For years and years, we never did it until the bulkhead started leaking from underneath.
I think,
Got
I think what Matt's saying is if we hypothetically kept your bulkhead as is and just replaced it with vinyl, I think what you're saying, Matt, is that it would be fine.
Yeah, if you kept that same height right now with a new bulkhead, the sand would have nowhere to go.
The water's
Especially-
coming over the bulkhead.
Right, it's coming up,
Right.
yeah, but there's also, low sill bulkheads that we are now, encouraging people to build, which actually go down. And the idea is that as long as you plant it behind with a significant amount of plants, it's gonna anchor all of the sand in place once it really the water comes up, and then when the tide goes out, it goes back out again. So, I can see us going up to match the height of the new section that you have there. I'm almost thinking what I would like to see is somewhere halfway is transitioned down to a lower height, because the water, it's gonna come up one way or another, and it's gonna go back out again. And it's not gonna do any damage, because it's, as long as the bulkhead is intact and in good shape, water comes up, water goes out.
I think you should go there when there's a nor'easter. Because I'm showing you pictures that it's just a regular tide.
Right, yeah.
Nor'easter, you can get water that's gonna come over the town road as well, and then there's gonna
It's
be
over the
nowhere
road.
where to get that
Right,
water out
right.
of there either, so.
I mean, you're very fortunate, your house is,
Fisher was allowed to raise his 2 feet.
I don't know, that wasn't our board, but you're very fortunate, your house itself is up significantly higher than the water level, so it's, right, but the house is up nice and high.
I
There's
wanna
a,
fill it higher.
right, I know, but that's not necessarily in everyone's best interest. It's in your best interests, but not necessarily for the bay or your neighbors. So what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to figure out what would be the ideal solution. The height of your bulkhead now, even though on a nor'easter, it would be underwater, with a new constructed bulkhead with proper, Navy style, at the end of the storm, everything would go back to the way it was. There wouldn't be any damage, especially if you had a significant,
The walkway is underwater.
yeah, but then the water goes out and the walkway's still there.
It deteriorates. The screws in it, I don't.
But it's a marine environment. It's going to be exposed to the salt no matter what, whether it's underwater or not.
I know that.
Yep.
I've been doing it for 50 years, man.
Right.
Since I'm 6 years old, I've been watching this.
Right. But if it's been happening that long, that decking is still in good shape. Regardless of
It's
the
been
fact.
changed 5 times, man.
Okay, but you use stainless steel, right? And that's why we encourage you to use the hardwoods, because the hardwoods can hold up longer in this environment. Like I said, I can see going up to match the height of the new section to the north. I'm concerned about the impact on your neighbor to the south by having that raised elevation. If there's going to be a transition, I'd actually like to see the transition happen about halfway along this section that you're asking to be rebuilt, and then transition down to a lower height. So that way, you're protected from the reverberation that's coming off of the, west side of the canal there.
Is this looking onto your neighbor's property, this photo? Sorry, I've turned
If I got a
around.
letter
That is
from the
yes.
neighbor
Yeah.
saying it's okay, would you agree?
We would take that into consideration.
What
Well, the
I'm-
neighbor will agree. I can get a
The
letter.
board isn't going to make a decision based on the letter. They'll take it
No, no, I
into
know, but
consideration,
you know
but
what I
you're,
mean.
you're looking for a guarantee that isn't gonna happen.
What I'm struggling with, I understand fully that you need to replace your bulkhead, I get that.
Yeah, we all get that.
We get that.
Yeah.
And if you just spent money replacing a bulkhead, that it's not gonna be lower than your new bulkhead. So that's my kind of quandary as to, you just spent money replacing a bulkhead,
And
and now you wanna raise your new bulkhead. That's a little, confusing to me. So I would suggest, I don't know what Matt wants to do, but would you be open to a compromise, like maybe, say 18 inches, maybe do a foot? Is there any way we can, split the baby here? I don't know how you feel, Matt.
The north side property was what, 6 inches higher? Is that what you said
Yes.
originally?
6,
The bulkhead that was just replaced there.
6, yeah.
It was a foot higher than this one.
Then the neighbor, I think, yes.
No, a
Okay.
foot higher than mine.
So the bulkhead to the north.
And the neighbor wants to do 18.
Right.
So this.
And that's
Yeah.
currently
Yeah.
6 inches lower.
Yeah.
Your south neighbor
Yeah.
wants to do 18, which is currently 6 inches.
That's what I'm getting, yeah.
In the middle of the
Right.
two.
Right.
Has the DEC chimed in on this? Have you made the application to them yet?
We have, DEC's gonna give you 18-inch increase almost every time.
Can we?
Well,
can we do-
almost every time isn't every time.
They're gonna give a permit that says up to 18 inches.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we do
And
compromise?
rely on the
That's the outer
trustees
section.
to
I mean,
pinpoint it.
Can we,
No, I know.
maybe do a, instead of a 6-foot return, maybe a 10 or 20-foot return to protect the neighbor a little? Can you live with that?
That's not gonna protect.
They don't want your water running off.
How is my water going to run off? That's my
Because it'd be higher.
Right, he's
But
already
it's higher now.
We're talking about essentially stormwater too,
That
rainwater.
See, there's one thing that you can't see in these photos, is the neighbor has a
They have one.
6x6.
That.
Oh, okay, you see, the neighbor's property, and he put the blocks there, because, you see the blocks that are in the corner, that's the neighbor's property. Okay, and.
Like on the
he
grass?
put those, yeah, on the grass. He grazed his property now, right? That wall was there, that the wooden wall, the 4x4s, but that, the pavers, he put there because that's how high he wants to go. And that's gonna be the height, that was, you know, he measured it and he had people come and do it. And that's 18 inches from his, excuse me, that's 2 feet from his height. Now, he has he's, that's what I'm saying, he knows the water comes up on his lawn now, in the back sometime.
Right. And that's why we encourage everyone to plant native,
Yeah, so
especially
that-
Cape American beach grass, because Cape American beach grass can tolerate that salt.
Yeah.
And it also, like I said, it will,
I've seen it though, that whole front yard was beach grass. That front where the revetment is now, and when Sandy came, it looked like an excavator. Went in there and
Wiped
chopped
it
it
out,
out, and the roots were down 3 feet.
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's why we encourage everyone
No,
to
but I'm
plant
saying
those
that
those
it-
buffers, yeah.
Didn't do anything.
Well, I
Right.
mean, Sandy
Well, it
was-
did more than it would have done if it was just sand,
Yeah.
right?
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying 3 feet down, I mean, that's,
If it had a bulkhead back in the 90s when it was approved and then denied because the neighbors complained, I would have a hard surface too, and the water would be, there would be no beach, right? And the
That's
water
the point,
would be right up to,
you wouldn't have to be, you would not have to be
No, but-
bulkheaded, yeah.
I know that. No, I'm for the
Yeah,
beach
yeah.
in the front. And I have another suggestion that I want to make, because they're talking about raising the road. And I think I have a simple solution. And the neighbors, I don't think they can understand. You see, back in the 80s, we used to have a permit to put sand. Sand was $5 a yard delivered. You see, so it didn't matter. What we used to do is put the sand in front of this at the end of the road on the beach. We used to replenish the beach on our own. You know, my father used to do it. And as it eroded, then they'd have it put back. Now, we have a guardrail that's here, we got a revetment that's over here, we got a bulkhead that's over here. All we have to do is put 2 more layers of guardrail or 2 2x12s down to the street level and fill the beach, make it to the top of the guardrail. And then you're not gonna have water on the road. You're not gonna have, you know what I mean? The people have a beach, we'll make stairs going over the beach, over the guardrail to go to the beach. And it's like a quick fix instead of spending, they're talking $5 million or something to fix the road, or some crazy number.
You know, I'm thinking we got a lot going on here, and we're not gonna
Well-
come to a
no,
decision
no.
today,
yeah.
but,
Well, I
you
want to
know.
know,
This is-
where are you guys at with the
Yeah.
Army Corps and the
Well,
DC?
since I'm here, that's why I'm saying.
Okay,
I'm
yeah,
just-
yeah.
But, you know,
Bless
these
you.
are things that I've been like, you know,
Pending the
looking at.
DEC.
Pending DC.
I'm in the final stages of review, I haven't gotten it.
Okay.
To change anything.
Can we hold this to this?
Yeah, what I would suggest is wait
Yeah.
until you guys get word from DEC and Army Corps and see what they say, and then we'll,
We need Army Corps, this project's covered under nationwide permit. Three with an Army Corps?
James would know.
I'd probably like to see something,
Okay.
you know, if it's under Nationwide, they'll give
Okay.
you a letter that says that it's covered.
I'll probably apply to any anyway. Okay.
I think
and
the
then maybe he can
solution
get a
is
letter
going
from
to
his neighbor,
require-
which would help his
require
case.
some compromise on both of our ends.
Right.
Okay, so I think
Right.
if we could see that action happening, we'll be able to further this
I mean,
discussion.
I would also be willing to put sand across the whole back.
I
mean, the
understand.
whole thing.
I appreciate the sand, but we
And-
also are looking at it from a plant perspective
From
too.
vegetation
No, no, but if I'm high
and, yeah.
enough and the water's not going over
Right.
every day, it doesn't,
Right.
you know what I mean? If I have 6 inches or a foot and on a high tide, so the water's not even, it's not even going over the top. So there's not even an issue about it. You see? So,
Right. Well, we'll continue this
Yeah.
conversation. We need just
yeah. so
more
I-
information.
Thank you for stating
I just
your
wanted to-
cause. You gave us a
I
lot to think
appreciate
about,
hearing,
yeah.
we appreciate hearing your perspective,
Yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
Because, you know, now you really couldn't tell
I couldn't have done that good of a job.
with the snow and this and that. Well, I got experience for the revetment.
You wanna stay for my next
I
episode?
used to come all the time with revetment, and then it was doing COVID. So
Yeah, I
we
hear
did
you.
Zoom and this and that.
Right. And Matt and I will get back down
I know
there and
we
take
have
a,
a
take a
strange
good look at
situation.
it.
Plus, it's a
Yeah,
duck
It's
canal.
very unique, yeah,
You know, it was a lagoon, so
Yeah.
the place wants to close,
Right.
yeah,
right? I mean, that whole thing.
Some of your
that
sand is
whole
now
thing
in
was-
that canal.
right. Yeah.
Let's address it.
Whichever. Your phone number is actually more prevalent than your address, 'cause I guess your mailing address would be the,
Yeah, I'll put my email.
I have tuxedo Paul on there.
Yeah. Also, this is an LLC, that's why it's at my permanent address, so.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'd like to get down there when there's no ice and snow, so I can
Yeah, and I'd love to go with you, yeah.
I want to look to, so we can.
Because you could also see those planks when it's not frozen, you know, because it's right at the bottom, because when I was shoveling, I was going, what happened is, the bulkhead got, the sand in front of the bulkhead was, you know, moved, the environment's changed. So we used to leave sand in front of the bulkhead, so now you have 11 feet, I believe it is, well, not a sand filled in the front, but it was this area right here, there was 11 feet to the top of the bulkhead, and you got a 12-foot plank. You know, before it was only 8 feet showing to the top of the bulkhead. You know, so,
I think it would be great. You can continue, you and Matt can also continue this discussion further. Matt is in charge of your area, okay? So he will be in touch with you.
Yeah.
Right?
But I would say, yeah, let's hear what the DEC and the Army Corps will have to say as well,
All
because,
right.
you know, that's also going to be a guiding interest.
I have family in Tuxedo, actually.
Yeah, that's right, he has
I-
family in
I-
Tuxedo
I
Park.
family in Tuxedo
Yeah,
Park.
yeah.
I do.
have you been over there?
Where?
Tuxedo Park.
Yeah, my family there,
Yeah, but I mean, have you been down in that area?
of course.
Yeah. He has family there.
course.
That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's-
Oh, no,
Family,
no,
Are
right.
you from the Park? I'm from Sterling Forest, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
Tuxedo Park.
oh,
All
okay.
right, I had family in Sterling Forest, okay.
I read my phone here. I think it's on the paper.
Yeah, it is, yeah, we just gotta move on, because he's got another one to give us there.
Two more. Yeah, hold it in. To the second or to?
Well, yeah, we're gonna hold it until you guys get some response from DEC and
Okay,
Army Corps.
cool.
Appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
You as
Thanks for
well.
coming down.
And you can call me, email, yeah, you can email me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yes.
Is this your blue book?
Yeah.
You got a lot of leftovers.
Just thought maybe it's for me or something.
Yeah, good to have.
I did take notes
in
on
case.
it, the years of the photos.
And we're going into Quiog now, right?
Okay, yes, my next application is for 1 Hobart Place, 1 Hobart Lane in West Hampton. This, again, we're removing 235 feet of Navy-style bulkhead. We're putting back just a flush face with one well, face welder type bulkhead. We're requesting a 12-inch increase, which should align with the one neighbor. The other neighbor on this side is a road, Delafield Place, I believe. We are requesting to construct a 40-foot return along the road and an 8-foot return along the other property. Requesting some maintenance dredging of 25 cubic yards, an additional 25 cubic yards of upland fill. There is a 2.5 by 12-foot aluminum ramp and 6 by 12 wood floating dock there with 4 round timber piles. And the owner has agreed to your request, Mr. Parsons, of a 10-foot wide American beach grass non-disturbance buffer behind the entire long side of the bulkhead.
Right. You just mentioned the neighbor to the east. I was there, it looks like they're at equal height right now.
Do you have a picture? I think
I
it's
gotta-
at least,
No, it's,
8 to 10.
that's the property line. That's half and half.
I have another picture in my application. This is for 1 Hobart.
Yes.
Do you have my, the pictures, so I don't have them here?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Are you keeping the float, or are you gonna keep all that? Okay.
Requesting to keep it, yes. So if you zoom in there, I mean, that's, definitely looks like,
Like 6 inches.
Okay, this
I
is
don't
a
think it's
little,
changed since I've been.
it's a little gap.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little snow.
But that, is that set back more?
No, I'm thinking 6 inches plus the decking, we're close to the 8 inches. We're requesting a 12-inch increase. I don't think there'll be
That
any
looks
impact.
fairly new, that bulkhead to the,
That's to the east.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty much matching the style. Maybe a couple inches higher he was requesting to go.
I can see matching.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would prefer you match it then.
Fair enough. I'll get
Looks
you
like
exact
the new
measurement
one
and
is
I
set
will,
back further to me.
my final plans, I can
That's
I
what I
can
was
match
thinking,
that
like
with
the
you.
It looks
angle
like
of
it's
it.
set back,
I'm
yeah.
wondering if the angle.
Same,
is-
you
I'll
know,
work with you when I can. I think this owner,
do it.
he does want a height increase.
Yeah,
He does- Probably does flood a couple times a year,
Could be the angle.
but seem to have the same.
James, can you
feel
put the
for
aerial
it as the other.
back up?
Can't tell.
Can't tell from the aerial, it looked like
No.
you.
What are you looking
There's just the angle, it looked like it was set back, the neighbor's property.
Can we blow up where the two properties join, where the cursor is?
That's as far in as
Far
I
in.
can go, yeah.
It might be back just a little bit, but
Mm.
On this property?
Other than that, I think it's a pretty straightforward application. If you have
Yeah.
any other comments, I can make that change and get these plans back to you.
please, yeah. And then how are you with DEC and Army Corps?
Also, I expect very soon. I did apply to both.
Right. One of the things we always, yeah, you probably know this already. We're the last, we usually should be the last stop.
Try to be.
Yeah.
Sometimes the owners want me to.
Understood.
you know, Push the ball, so I've
Right,
come a long ways to be out here, I try to get it all.
It's on the corner of Hobart and Delafield. I grew up on the corner of Delafield and Shepherd, right there.
That's your
Do
neighbors.
you have a permit
Yeah.
for the
Project
ramp
at
and
10
float?
Delafield, but he's not ready to move forward, he wants to appear, so.
Do you have a permit for the ramp and float that's existing?
I don't, but I have applied to the DEC and the Army, and they're shown on those project drawings, so.
I'll look,
Intend
but-
they'll be legalized, I don't think they're oversized. Typically, if it's not more than 200 square
The
foot.
size looks fine, it's just, that we gotta
Do I
make
have
sure
a
it's
town
permanent.
permit?
Because if it's there and without a permit, you would have to legalize it.
You mean on the town side?
Yeah.
That's why I put the language in the, on the worksheet as, he requested, because I assume he doesn't have a permit, so. And I think I had to add those quantities to the worksheet, cover sheet too.
Oh, okay. Maintaining this thing. Do you have the depth on here for the floating dock?
You want a sounding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is the floating dock there?
Yes.
So
with the pic.
it would be legalizing that if the trustees agree to it, but we would need the depth measurements to see what you're at.
Okay. Anything further?
We're good, thank
Thank you very much.
Very much for
We're
Having
gonna hold that.
First one took so long.
Did you hear what he said about how the CCA treated lumber was being consumed by some sort of marine organism?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's important for the
Yeah,
broader
yeah,
scope of
right,
of
right,
things.
yeah. All right, where are we in this?
Are we doing a callback for Joe's, or are we gonna wait until the end?
Over here?
End consultants? Are
Yeah,
they not here? End consultants?
Wait till the end.
Yeah, okay.
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 We can go to, who do you want to go? So we go to First Coastal and Sarah?
Well, I haven't gone yet.
You know,
no, I haven't gone yet.
sorry, did I miss you?
No, I'll do, Michael Federico.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
95 Inlet West, Shinnecock Hills owner.
Right.
Yeah,
Come on
come
down.
on down.
This is a mess, I can't keep.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I butchered your last name,
That's okay, it's Federico.
Federico. If you could just sign in.
Sure, no problem.
So this is a modification of piling. It's for the Cold Spring Inlet, Cold Spring Pond Inlet. So I went down there with the Bay Constables just to make sure that it wasn't going to be impeding in the channel in any way, just because I have used that channel and really used it a lot growing up, so I know how busy it can get. And they confirmed that it's not within the channel and that it's, no one should, it shouldn't impede navigation unless someone is a truly horrific boat handler. So as far as that, does anyone else have any comments on this? Rich Franks and I went down there and looked at it.
Okay, good.
So it's just that one piling, that got moved out.
This is just replacement? Is that what it
This
is?
is, so he came in, he got a permit for the
Yep.
the pilings were in the wrong spots. They received a failed inspection,
I see.
so he's looking to legalize where the location of the pilings are,
Got it.
basically. This is old pictures from before. Just let me know what you wanna see, if you wanna see anything.
So that's the structure that we're going to be
Yeah.
permitting.
This is current, where the pilings.
They were worried that within the channel, oh,
Okay.
sorry,
And
would
that's
be
the-
within channel, and it's not, it's,
Okay.
it's way out of the channel,
So
so.
what is the function of it? This is the structure that we're
It's,
looking at?
so he puts a boat here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And you're gonna put some sort of reflective light and such on it, I imagine?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I would suggest, a solar-powered light,
Yeah.
any sort of
So
reflective
If anyone's going in
tape
there at
on it.
night or early in the
Yeah,
morning.
some navigation, blinking or something.
I mean, that's what, like, what's that, like?
It's
10
not as
10 feet
far,
off?
it's not as far out as it looks.
Yeah.
It's really not. And like this comes in, so it's like, and it's in line with the other ones that are all down here.
Right, okay.
There's not showing much pine. But yeah, I would say add, navigational aids to, that one piling, just,
Reflective tape
Reflective.
and solar light, please. So if the solar light fails, you still get reflective.
Obviously in the spring, have to wait till the spring.
Yeah, of course.
You don't want to get out on the ice?
All right, you just walk right out.
Like a reflector, some kind of, just say it's there.
Cool.
but yeah, other than that, just adjust, putting that reflective tape and we can move on to, with stamp plans.
Okay, I did want to just bring up another, concern there. It's a beautiful spot and it's an access road and a lot of people go there. There is a current there that's very
Oh, I
strong.
know, yeah.
It's like, 6 knots maybe when the tide comes in and the tide comes out. There's a lot of people that go there and they swim there, and they bring their kids and they just, everybody is, like a pool. But then it's kids and, there's current and it's
Yep.
very dangerous, so.
We can look at signage to post of like just warning people of the danger, cause I'll admit, like, it was, I don't know if anyone else has gone down there, you go down the end, you jump in and then you try to make it back, which is dangerous.
Yes, people do that too.
I will say,
I used to do that as a kid.
I did it.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, but those are adults, you know, and the purpose is.
Well, we can look
and
into
they do
adding
it when the tide is coming in, you know, but when the tide is going out.
It is dangerous because it'll just sweep you
there's-
right out.
there's, you know, people that come there, I don't know if they're from the area or they don't, you know, they're not familiar with it, and they let their kids go in the water, and there's boats going in and out, you know, and it's just very dangerous.
Yeah, we can, I mean, if anyone's, we can look at signage, putting something up, posted saying like, proceed with caution.
Right. Swim at your own risk.
Some of your own risk.
Strong currents.
Strong currents, that would
Yeah,
be the
see what
best
else is
one.
posted along
Maybe
within
ask
the
Tim
town.
what's already posted.
I don't know.
Point, thank you.
Yeah, we could ask Tim what's already
Yeah.
posted, Joe said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
All right, great, thank you
So
so much.
we have a stamp on this as-built survey,
Oh, okay.
so we're good with that. Do you want him to add the reflective date language
Yes.
to the cover sheet? And then, but you guys can.
Yeah, add the reflective language to the cover sheet.
To the permit cover sheet.
Yeah,
Just
with
say
a
we're gonna
description,
put on-
just put in reflective tape on the pilings and, or
Solar
piling
light.
and solar light. And then it's got the stamp plan, so you guys are good to move it forward. with that.
Perfect.
So I'll just modify that application.
Yeah,
And
you
then
can just
drop
send
off
it.
or
Drop it off, email it to us, whatever.
emails, okay?
Yeah,
All right,
email's fine.
all right, great,
Great.
Great,
So we'll
thank you.
proceed. Thank you.
thanks.
Sarah?
Oh, is it me?
Sorry, yeah, then it's you.
All
Yeah.
right.
Sorry, Hannah.
No, it's okay.
This is a mess.
Okay, I have Pelican 2 LLC, 63 Lake Drive, North Sea, First Coastal. Hello.
Hello.
How are you? Good. So we are here, and this was pretty straightforward compared to the other stuff that we've gone over today. And we were in communication. Really, I think that this is just a new fixed pier, you know, using non-treated lumber, supported by 6-inch timber piles and open grate material, and it's heading out into a little the fresh pond, so it's like a little cove area there. I went down there. There's another dock just to the south, is it,
Yes.
that exists?
Right in the
Yep.
very, very bottom.
Yeah, and it's very shallow there.
It is.
So that was the only thing that I brought up to you, because I was wondering about the length, but also considering where it's situated, it doesn't seem like it comes out very far in the realm of
No,
that
yeah, I
spot.
mean, you're about 75 feet, and so that's why I left all those measurements on there.
Right.
It's kind of, it is a little noisy, but just so you could see the 25-foot channel, obviously it's a
Mm-hmm.
terminus, right? So, you know, we're looking at 75 feet across there. We're only coming out, you know, really 22 feet.
Yeah.
We gave a buffer to the channel, which gets us just almost, like I said, it's 1.4, maybe we get 1.5 there, and it doesn't get any deeper,
Right.
any further,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
There's really no, there was no need, obviously the applicant was like, yeah, let's go as far as we, and I was like, you're not gonna
Yeah,
gain
it's not gonna gain anything.
Gain
Yeah.
anything. So it gets us to a pretty good depth, actually, which is nice, the way they're just north enough of that kind of terminus that they
Right.
get to an area where they can access pretty deep water
Mm-hmm.
pretty quickly, right? And then obviously they have, that empties out into the bigger bay as well from there, so. Yeah, it's only 22 feet right off of the shoreline. And it, gets them pretty much to everything they need.
Right, and that's within we have this a 1/3 rule, which we discussed, and that's
Right.
within.
Right.
For the
yeah, and
channel.
That's where we got the math, right?
Yep.
The 25 feet and,
Great.
What is that diagonal line? Oh, I'm just looking for property lines. Is there a property
oh,
line?
sure, yes,
marked on
the
there?
dark line.
The one that the cursor's
The
on now?
non-dashed line is the property line, so we're 10 feet off of
We're good with,
that.
okay, we're gonna say,
To
we're good with.
To the corner.
With the 10 feet, right, okay, good.
Yeah, so we're 10 feet, a little further than 10 feet off that.
Okay.
And then I drew the channel, at 25 feet, 25 feet, 25 feet. And then another line to the, northeast of that is our 10-foot off of the channel. So we're actually 10 foot closer to shore from the channel. Just to, it's not that there's that much navigation happening down there, but obviously just to stay
Yeah.
outside of that buffer.
You put like a swim, like a ladder, like a safety ladder thing.
Yes, and
Yeah, we spoke
absolutely.
about that actually,
Yeah,
too.
the client prefers that.
And I think we got did we get a letter?
We asked for an advisory letter
An
from
advisory letter.
Conservation Board because the proposed deck or dock goes above mean high water. We haven't received any comment back yet. It looks like, it appears that there's an existing walkway which they're building within. So
Yeah.
there shouldn't be any issues, but I would like to wait till we receive that back from them just to make sure, that there's no
So,
issues.
yeah, so we'll probably just put it on hold till we get that letter, and then also just add the ladder to the plans and then send it over. Yeah, easy enough to do.
Yeah, and just in relation to the, so the wood, it's really just steps on the ground. As you can see, the wetland line is on there, so the existing sort of works its way through the wetlands there. That's all coming out, that's just getting removed, and then we're just immediately going up and over just to get clearance for all
Yeah.
the wetlands. Okay. Good stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Anybody have any more questions? I think that's pretty. Thank
I
you,
abstain.
Okay.
Nothing to abstain.
Yeah,
on
we're
this
not,
one.
we're not voting on it.
Just
right
want to
now.
be clear.
Practice it.
Recuse myself, yeah,
Rehearsing.
yeah.
All right, thank you, Kyle.
All right.
We'll be in
Thank you all.
touch.
And consultants is not here, so.
Okay. The next one I have is Eric Bamberger, 59 Bayview Drive East. Oh, we're just not doing it?
Consultants is not here.
Yeah.
Hold it to the next
Hold
one.
it,
Hold
okay.
Well,
Great.
we have one. You have one review though?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
I
have,
do have a
one
review.
review.
We'll
Thank you.
go on to the general permit applications.
All right, so I have a final stamp plan review for the Village of Sag Harbor, 6 Ferry Road, Village of Sag Harbor.
Wait for James, you have to put up.
Oh, sorry.
Stamp plans.
I have a stamp plans review.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
You're good.
All right. We can advance that to a resolution.
Again.
Yep,
And you're holding the end consultant.
Holding the
forms.
end consultant, because they're not here and it needs to be held anyway.
Both of them, correct?
Holding both.
92 Town and,
Yes.
Yep.
192
right.
and 59.
I guess we can motion to adjourn to exec.
Yeah, did we finish up with the ferry? That's good, we're all good on that, right?
Yeah.
6 Ferry Road, all good?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, motion to adjourn? To
Second.
exec?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, mic's off.
So it says